Welcome back to Cats Conservative Media. Thank you guys for joining me again today. Let's talk a little bit about what we've been seeing in the news just over the last few weeks. One is the sexual allegation charges. They just keep piling up from all sides. It started with Hollywood. It started with the entertainment business, for better words. Now it's moved on into politics, and now everyone's become a target of it. Am I saying that these allegations are wrong? No, I've worked in Hollywood for over a decade, and I've seen that the power grid in Hollywood is a power grid that stayed in place for one reason, and that reason is sickness. If you want to do anything in Hollywood, you pretty much have to sell something to make it in Hollywood. I know that for a fact. That could be your sexuality, that could be your soul, that could be your own dignity, your own integrity. You see all the celebrities who, once their fame and fortune is gone, they end up committing suicide or have addiction problems. A lot of that aids with the idea of give up something for something. And I 100% understand that in order to become successful, you do have to become a different person. You do have to really work hard beyond the average person. But one thing you should never do is give up your integrity for $1. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just $1. And also to have some sort of camera recognition. The other thing we see going on is the tax cuts. Now, there are a lot of things on these tax reforms that I do not 100% agree with. But for better words, I think that we do need to get tax cuts done in America. We do need to see a shakeup in what's going on in this country. We still have Obama appointees running parts of the government, and it is still screwing up what Trump is trying to do for America. But my disagreements with the tax plan, I understand it overall, I accept it overall, but my disagreements are the tax increase and the tax credits in many respects, and also the class warfare that we're not doing this for the rich, we're not doing this for the rich, we're not doing this for the rich. You don't have to argue that point because it's not truly about the rich. The grassroots of America voted Republican. So since the grassroots of America voted Republican, you follow your constituents and what they ask for. My bigger disappointment is why have we not been able to get Obamacare repealed and we're working on tax reform? And also, why haven't we been able to cut government? I 100% agree. If we can find savings in cutting government, we can pay down the deficit, we can create a prosperous economy that's well over 3% GDP, and we could keep the unemployment rate lower. That's pretty much, in my opinion, the only way we're really going to fix the problems that are going on in this country economically. Wages have not went up in over 20 years. Is Bernie Sanders' model of more taxes against the rich going to really help? I don't think so. But I feel like if we do cut taxes to a flat tax, that's my approach to it if I were in Congress or the Senate. If you bring all taxes to a simple, if you measure them out simply and you make everything flat and you cut government at the same time, you have a better chance of really making America more prosperous. But I would say cut government first. Don't even cut taxes yet. Cut government first, and then you have a better chance at, again, creating a better prosperity out of tax cuts. So another thing that we have going on, it's this Roy Moore situation where, I brought this up in one of my live feeds the other day on Twitter. Mitch McConnell and also President Trump, they supported Luther Strange, who lost to Roy Moore. There was $30 million of money invested from Mitch McConnell into Luther Strange, who lost. What happened was, obviously the people responding to the swamp. They didn't want Luther Strange. And when Roy Moore won, it was a war all out from the rhinos in the Republican Party. And I brought this up. I saw a tweet from Mitt Romney today saying how Roy Moore should step down and all these things. Who forgets? The Tea Party surged after Obama became president and during the end of Bush's presidency. And what came out of the Tea Party as a presidential candidate? Mitt Romney. Okay, that goes to show you. And how did Mitt Romney get that nomination? We could talk about that. But that goes to show you just how bad the swamp is. Mitt Romney got the nomination by putting out these fake stories like what we see going on with Roy Moore. Who forgets he did it to Herman Cain? Herman Cain was the guy. It would have been incredible to see Herman Cain and Obama go at each other because Herman Cain was a true conservative. He believes in the flat tax. He's a pro-business, pro-small business guy, former CEO, similar to what we have in the White House right now with President Trump. Mitt Romney sabotaged his chances, and he did the same thing with others by putting out these smear campaign stories. Right? And let's not forget how Paul Ryan got laughed off the stage at the vice presidential debate by Joe Biden, pedo Joe Biden, Uncle Joe, right? So my thing is that the Roy Moore situation is a witch hunt. And I think that the more and more we see the truth in this, the more people are going to respond by voting for Roy Moore. You know, it's incredible that D.C. has become so corrupt that I saw on Mark Levin last night that they had to pass something that creates sexual harassment classes for Congress and for the Senate because there's a cover-up going on there too. So that's going to start to come out in the next week. Now, nobody's immune to sexual allegation charges now. You have Hollywood, you have Washington, D.C., you have senators, right? Al Franken is also, he has a picture. Several pictures I've seen, but one specifically trying to grab a soldier's boobs as a joke, which is not funny at all. Women are a very important part of our society. For us to degrade women the way we do, especially with Hollywood and what we see on television, is just unacceptable. And then to go and pretend like you're going to grab a woman's breast is also not acceptable. Do I agree with what Trump said? You got to grab a woman by her private parts? I don't agree with that either. I condemn all those things. None of those are correct, right? None of those are good. But and a lot of times as people, we have no say-so in who gets somewhat pulled out of the limelight and put in front of, okay, we need to just sham this person as much as possible. They didn't do that to Bill Clinton at all. Bill Clinton was a known sexual predator, and they choose not to do it. Joe Biden, it's been covered up for years until a Secret Service agent just said that we had to keep women away from Joe Biden for their safety. I mean, this is interesting stuff, right? But they won't put this out about Joe Biden. Why? Because they want to protect their own. What the Democrats have done, similar to what they did when they controlled the Blue Belt South, is they know how to keep everyone subverted and lied to and under control. That's what they do best. If they can keep you under control and keep your mouth shut, and find ways to silence you no matter what, you have no voice. This is why I'm asking for you guys, if you're out there in Alabama, please vote for Roy Moore. Pray to God for more truth to come out in this situation. And also pray and work with Steve Bannon, who wants to get rid of these swamp rats in D.C. I'm tired of rhino Republicans. I have never, ever supported neoconservatives, especially after the failure of the Bush administration. I have never, ever supported rhino Republicans who don't see the best parts of America are ahead of us and who don't care about the everyday average person. All they truly care about is getting elected in Washington, D.C. So with that being said, guys, I want to say have a happy Thanksgiving. I will be doing another video next week for you guys. I also want to say God bless the family of the trooper in Baltimore who lost his life. We pray for your family. We pray for your family's strength. We appreciate the service you did to our community. It's never right to take away our overseers, because taking away our overseers directly affects our republic. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.